Hey, take a deep breath. Put everything down for a moment, whatever you're doing, whatever's on your mind, and just be here with me. I have something really important to tell you. This message isn't just another thing to scroll past or half listen to while you multitask. It's something that could truly change the way you see your life, your future, and everything you're carrying inside you right now. I know you're worried. I know your mind has been running in circles, trying to figure things out, trying to stay ahead, trying to make sense of it all. You're thinking about your past, your mistakes, your regrets. You're stressing about your future, wondering if things will ever fall into place. And in the middle of it all, you're struggling with the weight of today, the responsibilities, the expectations, the uncertainties. You're exhausted. I see it. I see the late nights where you lie awake replaying conversations, questioning your choices, fearing the unknown. I see how heavy your heart feels, how your mind won't let you rest. You keep telling yourself that if you just think about it long enough, if you plan enough, if you worry enough, you can somehow control the outcome. But has that ever really worked? Let me tell you something that might surprise you. You were never meant to carry all of this alone. Worry is sneaky. It tricks you into believing that it's useful, that it's helping. But the truth is, it's robbing you. It's stealing your peace, your energy, your ability to enjoy the present moment. It's making you focus on everything that could go wrong, instead of seeing all the things that are already going right. So let me ask you, what if you didn't have to figure everything out? What if you didn't have to have all the answers? What if, instead of carrying this overwhelming pressure, you could let go and trust that everything is already being taken care of? I know that's easier said than done. I know the idea of letting go feels impossible when you're so used to being in control, or at least trying to be. But listen, there's something freeing about realizing that you don't have to hold it all together on your own. You are not alone in this. Even when it feels like no one sees the weight you're carrying, even when you feel like you're doing this by yourself, you're not. You've never been alone, not even for a second. Every challenge, every tear, every moment of doubt, you've never walked through it by yourself. And if you really let that sink in, if you really believe that you are supported, loved, and cared for beyond what you can imagine, then you'll start to see how unnecessary all this worry really is. Worry doesn't fix anything. It doesn't change the outcome. It doesn't prevent bad things from happening. It only drains you, making it harder to see the good that's already in front of you. So why are you still holding on to it? I get it, worry feels like a form of control. When life feels uncertain, worrying gives you something to do. But here's the thing, it's an illusion. It's a cycle that never ends. What if, instead of fixating on all the things that might go wrong, you started focusing on what's already going right? What if you took a step back and reminded yourself that you don't have to have all the answers today? That things have a way of working out even when you can't see how. Think about all the times you thought you wouldn't make it through something, but you did. Think about the times life surprised you in a good way, even when you weren't expecting it. You have come so far, and you will keep going even without the stress and fear weighing you down. If you're constantly afraid of what's next, you'll miss what's happening now. Life is happening right now, in this very moment. But if your mind is always stuck in the what-ifs and worst-case scenarios, you'll blink and realize you missed all the beautiful things happening in front of you. The laughter, the love, the small, quiet moments of joy, the tiny victories, the simple, everyday blessings. Worry keeps you so focused on what might go wrong that you don't even notice all the things that are already going right. So today, I'm asking you to make a choice. A choice to stop carrying the weight of things that aren't yours to carry. A choice to release the need to control every outcome. A choice to start trusting that your life is unfolding exactly as it should, even if you don't have all the details figured out. I know that sounds scary, but trust me, once you truly decide to let go of worry, everything changes. You'll start to see things differently. You'll find yourself breathing a little easier, smiling a little more, appreciating the small moments instead of rushing through them. You'll notice that when you stop trying to control everything, life has a way of surprising you in the best ways. This doesn't mean you won't have challenges. It doesn't mean life will suddenly be perfect. But it does mean that you won't be drowning in anxiety every time something unexpected happens. Because you'll know deep in your heart that you are supported, that you are taken care of, that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and that changes everything. So take one more deep breath. Let go of the worries that have been holding you hostage. Shift your focus to what's good, what's real, what's happening right now. Your future is not something to be afraid of. It is not something you have to control. It is already being taken care of. You are not alone in this. You never were, and you never will be. Everything is going to be okay, ... And if you're still here, still reading, it means something in these words is speaking to you. Maybe it's because you're tired of the endless cycle of overthinking, of trying so hard to plan every step, of feeling like if you don't have all the answers, something will fall apart. But what if I told you, nothing is going to fall apart? What if I told you that even in the moments when everything feels uncertain, there is a greater plan unfolding, one that you don't have to micromanage or stress over? I know that's hard to believe when life feels chaotic. I know it's hard to trust when things haven't gone the way you thought they would. But just because things aren't happening the way you expected doesn't mean they aren't happening exactly the way they're supposed to. Sometimes the detours are part of the plan. Sometimes the setbacks are actually setting you up for something better. And sometimes what feels like the end of something is actually the beginning of something even greater. But you'll never be able to see that if you're consumed by worry. Because worry makes you miss the bigger picture. It makes you zoom in on the problems instead of seeing the possibilities. It makes you focus on all the things you don't have instead of appreciating what's already in front of you. It keeps you trapped in a mindset of scarcity, fear, and doubt when you were meant to live in freedom, trust, and peace. So, what now? How do you actually let go of worry? How do you move forward without carrying the weight of all your fears and doubts? Here's where you start.